A huge crack.
Can I use the threaded hook on anything else? No. I've dragon, I'm pretty sure I can use it with anything else, so... Okay, well, I don't know what to do now. I definitely don't know. I feel like I'm, again, just one step short, but I kind of want to keep this rolling. So I'll be right back. Alright, I figured out what to do, but it wasn't of my own doing. So, yeah, you're supposed to use a hand drill, which we hadn't used on the telescope.
The telescope's attached with a metal clamp. Maybe I can loosen it with the drill.
I did not figure that out. I had to look it up, so, no glory for me! I fail. But we got a telescope now, so I guess we can now look at the village?
That's better. Now I can make out the individual buildings.
Not sure why though, but...
The village church.
Marketplace and a pub.
Some kind of marketplace. Looks like the local pub. Freshly tapped beer and a hot schnitzel. Quite literally, the only things in the entire world that I want right now.
And this storm to be less loud. That's what I would want. Okay, so... let's put the hook back in.
I'll screw the hook.
Yes. Put the mirror back and then look at it through the telescope. And then we should be able to angle it in such a way that we'll see what is on his desk.
Okay, I'll hang the mirror up here.
Do it. Do it.
Praise be the laws of optics. I can make out every word. If the soldier would just move his hand a little to the side, then... Perfect. There it is. Exhibit 104C. The Piri Reis map, stored in the crypt in the North Tower. The problem with answers is they always give rise to new questions. Where the devil is the North Tower?
That shouldn't be too difficult, I don't think. Because now we just need to go to the workshop, use the pelt on the fire, and then climb up, right? So let's take this.
I'll take it down again.
Take this, if we can. It lets us, so...
I'll unscrew the hook.
It lets us, so we're gonna need those items, is basically what that means. The only thing that might screw me up now is that I don't know which way is north. I mean, I can get up there, or I'm assuming I can.
I could probably use the pelt as a fire blanket, but I might need the fire later. I'll make a mental note.
What? What did I... Did I not do it right? Did I... What?
Nothing remarkable about the... Far more interesting other...
Do you not want to touch the fire because it's hot? We're gonna need the fire later?
I'd need a lot more water.
What? Oh man, I just thought I had this figured out. That sucks. Okay, maybe after learning that, I now have to go look at stuff? Can I look at the other towers? Can I look at the patrols? No. I can only look at this.
The village church... Wait a moment. Churches always point west, don't they? With the altar in the east. The main entrance is facing away from me. So... Looking at the church, the two small towers to my left and right must be on the east-west axis. So the north tower must be on the other side of the castle. But how am I supposed to get all the way over there?
That I already knew. I just didn't know. Well, I solved my own problem very quickly somehow.
I think I can safely put the fire out now. I'll just throw the skin over. Great, the fire's out.
Let me guess.
Though it now smells like a wild pig's marital sty in here.
Great. A unique smell, to say the least.
Now the fire's out, I can see the ladder rungs more clearly. They definitely lead up to the roof.
But aren't they really hot?
I can't see right up to the top from here, but these rungs in the side of the chimney must lead up to the roof. The ladder rungs are still too hot to hold.
Yeah, that's why you took the gloves.
The gloves should protect me from the heat, climbing up the chimney to steal people's treasured possessions. I'm like the anti-Santa, only trimmer. Luckily, I'm not afraid of heights. Or as we've established, anything at all. Apart from our Garleys. And Kim, when she's in a huff.
A huff? What the hell? Okay, well, make your way over to the North Tower. You run? No. I wouldn't run in such a position anyway. It seems like a very bad idea, so... I would not like that at all. I would shit my pants, I really would. Hell, I wouldn't even climb up the chimney. Fuck that. that already would be, well, that probably would be okay-ish, but, yeah. Standing on top of a frigging castle? No fucking way. The view is really good though, but, you know.
I'll try to get in through one of the windows. Okay, I've reached the North Tower, but I don't see any ancient research objects or artifacts. The inventory said the items are kept in the crypt. Thinking about it, this doesn't really look like a crypt to me. It must be one floor lower. I'll have to find a way down.
Why only one floor? I think it would be way down, but, well...
The North Tower Crypt. This is where all the Tula Society's research objects are supposed to be held. I've got to get down there. A round stone slab with some kind of occult symbol.
I'm kind of looking at the chandelier. Do we just have to drop that on there? But it doesn't seem to... No, it doesn't match up. Crank wheel, chain?
This chain connects the chandelier to that crank. A massive chandelier.
You can use it. What are you gonna do? Jump up to it?
I can't reach it from here.
No shit. There's a door there. That's the only thing, and I'm gonna say that's locked. Judging by the lock. You know.
It's locked.
Yeah, because there is an actual lock on there. Which we might have to drill through? Hook through? No, I guess I'll just examine the crank wheel. See.
This crank lowers the old chandelier. They must have used it for lighting candles back in the day.
Cool.
Let's see if the crank handle still works.
You could have lowered it a little bit less, but...
It's damn heavy. I ought to use the crank if I want to get it back up.
Okay. What am I gonna do with that then? Do I light? No. Do I hook something to it? No. Okay, what can I possibly do here? I don't like it when it gives you little items to work with. Especially when it's not obvious. At least it's not obvious to me right now. I break it? I bet I don't think so.
This crank lowers the old chandelier.
It's not really a hint anywhere, is there? Can I... Wait, can I... No, I cannot tie the cable to the hook and then kind of lasso myself to the chandelier? No? Oh, fuck. I have no clue. Nothing at all. I don't like this. I don't want to be stuck again. Come on. Just got unstuck. That water would not do any good. Gloves? Sure how those would help. Sure how a nutcracker would help either, but yeah, I got nothing.
It's locked.
Okay, let's... Was there any other item I could pick up anywhere? I don't think so. Train station, nothing. Mine, nothing. The area after that, there was nothing either, right? Picked everything up in the... Yeah, I picked everything up. There's nothing else I could... Other than the table. Was I really supposed to do something with the table? Can't believe so. But we can always go back? I assume? Can we?
I don't need another high wire act on a rain-soaked roof. That's the way out onto the castle roof.
Which way you don't want to go? Okay,
It's damn heavy. The chandelier's now lying in the center of the symbol on the floor.
Okay.
The chandelier's now lying... It's damn heavy.
I I don't know what it wants me to do, I really don't. I feel dense right now. It's freaking nothing.
This chain connects the...
Yeah, it does. I'm just not sure what you want me to do with it. Can I crank it again? It's the only thing I can do, right? Great. Perfect. Can I use the stone slab?
This slab's separate from the rest of the floor. I can see the seam running along the edges. That said, I can't lift it with my bare hands.
You can't, okay? Can you...
There's nowhere to screw it.
Okay, you can screw something into... Trying to screw the hook into the stone slab. Interesting.
There's nowhere to...
Nowhere to screw it.
Let's attack this thing.
Drill a hole in it, then I see. Wow. 35 minutes.
There. I've drilled a small hole.
Okay, screw it in, then lower the chandelier, hook the hook, or hook the chandelier to the hook, and it will raise itself. Hopefully, if Fenton is strong enough.
I've screwed the hook into the drill hole. It's lodged pretty tight.
Yeah, okay, I see the puzzle. That's kind of cool. It's hard to figure out, but that's cool. The game finds a nice balance of, you know, cool puzzles and them still seem kind of realistic. So, yeah, kind of fun.
It's damn heavy. I ought to use the crank if I want to get it back up.
Yeah, but is it tied to? I'm guessing it is hooked up now. So, I'm guessing it just automatically did that.
Fenton, you old dog, you've done it again. The chandelier's attached to the hook, which is screwed into the slab in the floor. When I turn the crank, the whole thing comes away. Shame there's nobody here to congratulate me.
No, that's not a shame. It's not a shame at all. Go into the opening then.
Ah, there's a cable here. Maybe I can climb down on it. Hopefully it'll take my weight. Looks like I'm in the right place, finally. Not that I'm complaining.
Yeah, you are.
I climbed down on this cable. Lucky it held my weight.
No way out, by the looks of it.
I'm not leaving without the map.
Oh, you can climb up there. Impressive jumping, then. Impressive jumping. Lecterns. Lots and lots of lecterns.
Must be more of the Tula Society's artifacts and research objects. It could take days to search all these boxes for the Piri Reis map. Must be more of the Tula Society. It could take days.
Okay, same boxes then.
It's locked, as you'd expect.
Yep, with the lock hanging right there. Okay. Let's read, I guess?
There's a sort of dossier on this podium. I'll just skim it quickly. It outlines the Tula Society's central objectives. According to this, the society was founded in the early 1920s with the aim of restoring the knowledge of lost civilizations for its own use. The Tula Society's influence extends into the highest echelons of the German Reich. This gives them complete carte blanche on their activities. They can do whatever the hell they like. Seems they launched a project codenamed Vril under the direction of our old friend, Countess von Hagenhild. The focus of this project is the search for Shambala. The Tula Society believes that a vast store of ancient knowledge is being hoarded there. The source of morphogenetic fields. Morphogenetic fields? Never heard of them. But then it does ring true with what Professor Hayes was talking about, a store of ancient knowledge. If I remember the professor's description correctly, the hunters and herders of Shambala suddenly developed into a flourishing and highly advanced society. Hayes reckons some sort of mysterious energy was responsible for the tribe's development. Is that what they mean by morphogenetic fields?
I'm guessing the entire plot hangs upon that now, so yes. Can we use
the documents are under lock and key behind a thick sheet of glass.
Probably good.
These documents contain the research results of a scientist by the name of Aldrich von Hagenhild. Must be some relative of the Countess. Von Hagenhild spent his time searching for the world soul. Christ, can't these people just use sensible names?
No.
The basis for von Hagenhild's research was the concept that for an organism to develop as it should, there must be some immaterial power steering it in the right direction. Basically, an invisible blueprint determining form and growth. So, why does a rabbit develop the way it does? And why does a pine tree become a pine tree? Who's the architect? What tells them to grow bark? Or fancy lady rabbits? Looks like these questions led von Hagenhild to believe there was some invisible, imperceptible field that controls the development of an organism. He called it morphogenetics. Von Hagenhild explains the holistic aspect of self-organizing systems with his theory of morphogenetic fields. Basically, the field stores forms or behavioral patterns that every member of a species draws from and adds to. This was his Western take on something the East had known for some time. In Far Eastern philosophy, people refer to his morphogenetic fields as the divine essence of nature, or as the soul. He thought he'd identified the soul. He didn't think the soul was a spiritual thing. He thought it was a fundamental principle of nature that had been warped and confused by religions the world over. He even thought he had proof. He refers to certain experiments he carried out. Ugh, this is a lot of information to take in. Von Hagenhild really believed that in these morphogenetic fields, he'd identified the soul, the central power behind all living things.
That's definitely interesting. I can't lie about that.
These documents refer to several experiments which are supposed to prove the existence of morphogenetic fields. Von Hagenhild wanted to prove that every species obtains its entire being, its form, its instincts, from these fields, like some kind of collective memory. These inherited memories control not just the form, but also the behavior, the capabilities, and the knowledge of the relevant species. He called it a group soul. Experiment number 1. The rat experiment. The experiment investigated the capability of rats to find their way through a maze. At the beginning of the experiment, the rats needed 165 attempts before they could get through the maze without a mistake. But a few rat generations later, the number of attempts had dropped to 20. Conclusion. The first batch of rats learned how to navigate the maze, and this instinct was somehow added to the rat's group soul. When later rats navigated the maze, they somehow had access to this ancestral memory, even if the rats weren't directly related. Experiment number 2. The ape experiment. 2 ape colonies of the same species were isolated and observed on 2 small islands in the Indian Ocean. Von Hagenhild's team taught the apes on one island a few new behavioral patterns. The other colony was left undisturbed and uninfluenced, so while the apes on the first island are learning how to open tins and the like, the others are eating bananas. Several months later, the apes on the undisturbed island began displaying these new skills, even though they'd never come into contact with the other colony. Von Hagenhild's conclusion: all members of a species are connected by morphogenetic fields. They share a subconscious collective memory. He thought this theory could explain a lot. Animals' sense for impending danger, telepathy, sixth sense in humans. Von Hagenhild also concludes that members of a group can learn something new at a far quicker pace when the vast majority of members of that same group have already acquired the knowledge. These fields are basically stores of information that are effective across space, and in rare cases even time. Von Hagenhild presumes this would go some way towards explaining premonitions. Human beings sporadically accessing morphogenetic fields from varying points in the future. It all sounds very far-fetched, but then it does explain a lot. Supposing morphogenetic fields really exist, they'd be the answer to problems science has been trying to solve for centuries. And if all these fields add up, if there's some kind of central repository of all this information, Christ, it'd basically be the scientific definition of God. I'm beginning to understand why the Tula Society's quite so interested. And if there's even the slightest chance it's all true, why they need to be stopped.
Indeed. Okay, what's going to be in the 4th? Gotta be good.
Is this the Piri Reis map? It's hand-drawn, ancient. There are some notes next to it. Finally, von Hagenhild became convinced that there must be a type of definitive field from which all other fields are derived. All manifestations have an origin. He tried to back this up with historical evidence. A world soul, for instance, had been proposed by Plato over 2,000 years ago. But what really convinced him was the discovery of an old, mysterious map of the world, drawn by the Ottoman general Piri Reis. I knew it! It's the map! Let's see. Further on in the text, von Hagenhild discovered that the general had drawn up the map in the 16th century, using sources which were thousands of years old. But how could they have known at that time what the world looked like? He posed the theory that a civilization had existed then, which possessed extraordinary knowledge and skill. He discovered a marking on the map, which was written in an unfamiliar language. Research in Far Eastern libraries revealed it was a long-forgotten Tibetan script. Once translated, it claimed the marking indicated the source of all knowledge, the center of the morphogenetic fields. It was a hidden valley in the Himalayas, Shambala. Shortly before he died in 1934, von Hagenhild passed the responsibility of continuing the research onto his daughter. Professor Hayes was right. About everything. The Tula Society arrived at the exact same conclusion as he did. They were just one step ahead. Lucky I'm one step more. Richard used the first key to pass through the gate in that secret room in the monastery. I just need to find the second. The Nazis can't enter Shambala without it, and as it happens, I have the eye, and I have the map. I just need to use them to find the location of the second key. My last hope of finding Richard is based on an ancient legend. Great. It's time to cross everything I've got. And I mean everything.
So... So, I have the dragon on the lectern.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, that shows a place
I've
in
come
the
all
world,
this way, but I'm still a little surprised it actually worked. The Piri Reis map really is the map of the Guardians of Shambala. Or at least it was drawn to their specifications, so Professor Hayes was also right in thinking the priests of Shambala took the second key artifact to India and hid it in a temple there. And now I know exactly where to look. On the Kathiawar Peninsula, just north of Bombay. Thinking about it, I actually know the commander of the British regiment in Rajkot. If the old drunkard hasn't been transferred for disciplinary reasons again, I'm sure he'll lend me a hand. Or at least a decent bottle. Then, I'll just have to find the temple and get hold of the key artifact. What could be simpler?
Everything. Well, he got out of there safely, apparently. Long trip.
Looks like the road ends here. This village is supposed to be the last settlement. Other than that, there's nothing but thick jungle in every direction. The commander of the local troops led me this far. But now I need to quiz a local about the temple. I have no idea where it is. Hello? Hello?
Jesus, where is everyone?
Looks like this place was abandoned pretty recently. Hello? Is anybody there?
The Nazis can't have been here already. Can they? Damn it. I'll have to find the temple on my own.
Yeah, good luck with that. Or, well, good luck me soon enough. But, yeah, you know, finished another chapter. Bit of a brief one, but I guess that's kind of what you get towards the end. Assuming this is towards the end, there could be a couple of more plot twists, or, you know, oh, I've got everything I need and I'm gonna go save oh no, everything got taken away, or something like that. But, you know, I'm loving it so far. It's great. It's kind of interesting, actually. At first, I really didn't care so much for the whole, you know, Shambala business, but yeah, they've definitely pulled me over to the interested side. So, yeah, looking forward to playing more. For now, I'm just really knackered, so I'm just gonna go sleep. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll see you guys next time. See you, dudes.